Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Today I am going to talk a little bit about transits and how they play a part and how they fructify results. And the reason I am talking about transits today is because right now there are two important transits going on of Saturn and Jupiter, which are important ones because both are retrograde and they will be going direct in September. But in September also there is going to be the transit of Rahu and Ketu into the Scorpio and Taurus respectively. So Rahu will move into Taurus and Ketu will move into Scorpio, and I have already made a video on how the results will manifest for various signs during the transit. But some transit is always happening at any given point of time. Why I'm making this video is not only to give you some hints about or some tips about how to handle transits, but also how do both the dasha and the transit work together. Because sometimes we have this doubt, if my dasha is on, I am 2 months, 3 months into a good dasha of Jupiter or Venus. Even Rahu can give you good results if Rahu is placed well. Especially in the 10th house or the 11th house, even to some extent in the 2nd house, and even in the 5th house Rahu can give you good results. So if the dasha of a functional benefic is on and you are 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months into the dasha and the dasha is not giving you good results, then the doubt comes in a mind that why am I not getting good results in spite of me already being in the good dasha. The reason is that the particular result which could have come to you because of the dasha being activated of the lord of a certain house and the planet being in a place in a certain house, the reason being is an important transit has not happened over it. It is like this: you have ordered a pizza but the delivery boy has not come with the pizza. Do you say the order has been completed? No. So the delivery boy is very important for an order to be completed. Even if you order online, Amazon or whatever, just by placing an order, the order is not done. The delivery has to happen. So the dasha will create circumstances for a event to happen or for a situation to be created or a certain result to be given to you. However, it is the transit which will activate those results for you, and the transit is the delivery boy of the zodiac. So for example, if the moon dasha is upon you and the moon dasha is on, then which house moon rules is critical because that house is activated. If it's Aries ascendant, moon being the ruler of the 4th house, the 4th house will be activated. Moon being the karaka of mother, events related to mother activated. But moon rules the 4th house, but if it's placed in the 10th house in Capricorn, then the 10th house of career work is also activated. Then your focus should be going to work and you should be manifesting a lot of energy at work because the dasha is giving you that opportunity. But what if moon in your natal horoscope, in your birth horoscope, is placed with Rahu, for example? Then the Rahu is also activated because moon's period is on and moon is in conjunction with Rahu. Plus, if moon and Jupiter are in kendra with each other, say Jupiter is in the 7th house, so then Jupiter being in the 7th house, moon being in the 10th house in the natal horoscope, they are in kendra to each other, which means the Gajakesari yoga is on and activated now that the moon dasha is on. So Jupiter is also activated. So by virtue of moon dasha on, 4th house is activated, and moon being placed in the 10th house, the 10th house is activated. Moon and Rahu being together in the Rahu's energies are manifested, are strongly activated. So the moon will start behaving a bit like Rahu. But by virtue of Jupiter and moon being in a conjunction of Gajakesari yoga, the Gajakesari yoga is also activated. So the dasha will give you a host of combinations and not just the dasha of the planet and what house it rules. So you need to look into all of these to then arrive at what is the dasha telling you, what language is the dasha speaking. So basis that will happen, and then whatever moon is the karaka of, Jupiter is the Karaka of, and Rahu is the Karaka of, those aspects of life are also activated, and you need to look into it. So while these are activated, but these are not delivering for you, which means that the car engine you have turned down, but you don't know to drive, the driver has not come in yet, or you bought the car but you don't know how to drive. It's like that. So somehow, unless the delivery happens, the activity is not closed. The delivery is the transit. So by virtue of moon being placed in the 10th house and moon dasha on, career is activated. However, when will you get certain results of career? For example, moon is very strongly placed in Capricorn in a Gajkesari yoga, which means the moon dasha should give you good results. But moon is placed with Rahu. Rahu being with moon means you also have a tendency to be a little diplomatic, tactful, a little bit manipulative also, and you also a little greedy for results. So it's not a bad combination. Gajkesari yoga along with Rahu also being activated and moon dasha on, not a bad combination, not a bad dasha. However, unless the transit happens of a Jupiter or a Saturn, to a large extent these are the planets which clearly give you results based on their transits and how they are manifesting the results. So unless a Saturn or Jupiter gets into the mix, you will not get clear defined results in that dasha. What does that mean? For instance, unless Jupiter is transiting over moon, that is the 10th house, or over the 4th house which moon rules, and aspecting the 10th house, you will not get results. If Saturn is not either passing over the moon in the 10th house over Capricorn, or Saturn is not placed and not transiting the Lagna from where it aspects the 10th house with its 10th aspect, or Saturn is not placed or transiting the 4th house from where it can aspect the 10th house, or Saturn is not transiting the 8th house from where it can aspect the 10th house. Till such a time, strong results will not manifest for you. So if Saturn is aspecting the house, results are activated for you. However, the best results come when both manifest. Now, if Saturn is transiting the Lagna in Aries, for example, for this particular Aries ascendant native, so Saturn has started to aspect the moon in the 10th house. However, Saturn will be there for 2.5 years while in transit, and will for 2.5 years results happen one after the other? No. The results will happen when Jupiter also gets into the mix, or some other yoga which is a strong yoga also gets into the mix. For example, if you have a strong Mars and you have a Chandramangal yoga, instead of Rahu, moon is placed with Mars, then because of the moon being in the conjunction with Mars already in the natal horoscope, then if Mars transit happens over moon, then that transit is strong. Otherwise, Mars transit is not a very strong transit. Mars, Mercury, Venus, moon transits, or even sun transits are not very strong transits because they are not for a long period of time. However, if a planet is in conjunction with a planet whose dasha is on, and if that planet transits over the natal position or in aspecting the natal position of the planet whose dasha is on, then that planet or that yoga is strongly activated also, and then that transit can also bring you a result. So Saturn and Jupiter transits will bring you a result, or the transit of that planet which is sharing energies with the dasha planet will bring results for you. Other transits regularly, moon, Venus, do bring results every now and then, but they are for such a short period of time. We generally don't we don't feel the results very strongly. It is like you got an opportunity, you know, of a short travel or a small win, or doing a short trip somewhere and coming, or getting a good appreciation at work, which may happen every few months. So we don't give them with a lot of importance. We give importance when a promotion happens, the birth of a child happens, when you get a job, when you get married, or there is a tragedy in the family, then we look at various aspects of the dasha and also at why such an event has happened. Care should be taken when a bad transit is happening, especially if the transit is that of a malefic. So, for example, if Ketu is transiting over the natal position of moon when the moon dasha is on, or Saturn's transit is happening over the moon when the moon dasha is on, or even sun's transit is on, even though it's for a short period of time. If sun and moon are in a conjunction in the natal horoscope, then too sun dasha can also be, sun transit can also be for that 1 month, it can be a tough transit for you, because sun is also a malefic. It may not be as strong a malefic as a Rahu or a Saturn or even Mars, but sun can also give you to an extent challenging results. So look into what other transits creating opportunities for you, how they are manifesting results. Look at the combinations without looking at what combination the dasha planet is forming, and then seeing how the transit through aspect or through not even if it's not aspecting the planet directly, but aspecting the house which the planet rules, through that what kind of results are coming through. For example, for Aries ascendant native, if Jupiter is transiting the 6th house from where it is aspecting the 10th house where the natal moon and Rahu are placed, then it is strongly activating the Gajkesari yoga. And then if Jupiter is transiting over the 10th house, then too the Gajkesari yoga is activated. Or if Jupiter is transiting to the 2nd house and aspecting the 10th house with its 9th aspect, then too the Gajkesari yoga is activated and the 10th house is activated. And so better results, good results, career oriented results, an increment, a promotion, a better role, a better designation, all that can happen for you when such a thing happens. Now, if a planet is a functional malefic, like for example for Aries ascendant native, Saturn is a functional malefic, and if Saturn is aspecting the moon, say from the Lagna, where it is actually debilitated, then there can be more challenges which come in a job. So see it this way: if the dasha is good, the transit is good, then good results will come for you. Upheavals will not come for you. If the dasha is bad of a challenging planet and the transit is also bad of whether it is Saturn or Jupiter, if Jupiter is a functional malefic, then that transit may also be not a good transit for you. So bad dasha and a bad transit over involving the dasha planet of the house, challenging results for you. But if the dasha is good, the transit is bad, mixed results for you. If the dasha is bad and the transit is good, then to mixed results for you. That's how you should be seeing the dasha and the transiting planet. Now, while dasha is very important, some transits are very, very crucial. For example, the Sadesati is not a dasha, but people dread the Sadesati more than the Saturn dasha. The reason being is that the Sadesati is an important transit which gets connected to the moon, the manas, the mind, which is also the heart, and which is very, very strongly affects your ability to function well. And so wrong decisions, anxieties, emotionality, all sorts of upheavals happen during the Sadesati, because one, Saturn being the karmic planet will will force you to act on the karma. Second, it will be affecting how the mind works, and a lot of decisions can go or it can go wrong. And that's why Sadesati is such an important period, but is a transit, it's not a dasha, which means a tough transit can really create havoc for you. The only thing is transits are shorter than the dasha period. The longest transit is of Saturn, which is for 2.5 years, except if it's in the Sadesati mode and the dasha of moon or Saturn is on, then that's going to be long period of really tough time. However, if the dasha is not a moon or Saturn, Sadesati period is on and a tough dasha is on, still it will not be as challenging as a Saturn or a moon dasha when the Sadesati is on. So you have to see which transit is on and how it is manifesting issues in your life. Any dasha which is, any transit which is a short transit, even including Jupiter, which is a year, may not always bring challenging results, just because the dasha and the transit is a challenging one. You may also be able to see some goods which come out of within the tough transit of a Jupiter, especially because the benefics, Moon, Mercury and Venus will keep transiting over the natal planet multiple times within the year. Venus will transit at least that place once a year, Mars will transit it at least once a year, and Moon will transit it many times. So some good will also come out of even a tough transit and a tough dasha, because especially if it's the tough transit is that of a Jupiter, because the other benefits will soften the blow of Jupiter's transit. However, Saturn's transit will not be easy to handle. Saturn is not well placed, and Saturn is a functional malefic for the planet whose dasha is on, and Saturn aspects or form some relation in the transit with that planet. So friend, this is how to see how transits can play a part in how the dasha and the transit play a role together. This is the short and sweet video I wanted to make, just so that you have some idea of how transits work. Later on, we talk today only about Moon, where we will talk in detail about different transits which play a part during different dashas. So for example, if a Sadesati happening with Saturn dasha, or a Jupiter transit happening when the Jupiter dasha is on, Jupiter transit over the Lagna when the Jupiter and Rahu Guru Chandal Yoga is on. We will talk about that later. So for now, we have taken one instance of the transit. So short and sweet video, look into it, understand the dasha, understand the transit, what are the opportunities being created, what houses are being activated, what are the results for that house. Fifth house being activated along with an important dasha transit over the fifth house, children's education, speculative investments, change of job, change of location, time for good gains, time to work on your hobbies, time for public performances. All of this gets activated along with a heightened love and romance, or new love and romance can also happen for you. So look into what houses are getting activated, what results can be manifested, and what is the period of your life. If you are in your 70th year and your 5th house is getting activated, then the chances of children being born are much less, but you focusing more on your children or matters of children will be higher, because at that age you are a grandpa or a grandma, and for children and children will become more important for you. Health related to the 5th house, the intestine, the chest region, all can also be activated. If you have made some investments and long-term investments, the time that they may mature can be also activated. So number of things can be activated if the 5th house is activated. So look into which houses are getting activated, basis the transit and the dasha, and then work it out well. If you are expecting more tougher things to come through, because both are challenging, then it's better to play it out and wait out the period during the transit and not take any important or risk taking decisions, and keep the status quo as much as possible, and keep a better behavior, and do things which will please the planet which is in the bad transit, so that it eases off the transitory period for you. So friends, please like this video, please share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide signing off. Ciao.